everyone, Stephanie here from Learning and Learn. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I have a question from one of my Instagram readers who's a new homeschooling mama of 2, and she sent me a message and she wanted to know how I teach Spanish in our homeschool. So in today's video I'm going to be going over what we're using now, what we've done in the past, and what we hope to use in the future. Stay tuned. So this year we are going to be using, we have been using Duolingo, and if you saw my beginning of the year video where I went over all of our curriculum choices, I'll link that up top. I went over that we were going to be getting a new computer, and I'm so excited that we got that. So Duolingo is one of those online programs that we added on, and it's a free program developed by a Carnegie Mellon professor who actually came up with the reCAPTCHA software that we often use. And the reason why he came up with the program is because he wanted to help translate the internet. It's a free program, and I absolutely love that the interface is very clean, it's very simple, and if you have children with learning differences or any challenges, it's a really easy way to learn Spanish because it's a very clean interface. It has whatever you're learning right in the middle, and it also has an option where you can hit the audio and hear a native Spanish speaker read out the phrase or the term. Now, this is not a program that you can just give to your children and kind of walk away unless they're older. My children are 8 and 10, and because we have learning differences like dyslexia and attention things going on, I tend to hover nearby and I read certain things out loud if I need to. So I just wanted to mention that. And I absolutely love the program because it is free, and it also builds on previous skills, and it has different modules that open up or get access after you master certain levels in the beginning. So that's a really great one if you're looking for something free that's online. I also love that it has other languages. So one of the things that I'm doing is that I'm learning another language, Italian, to kind of show them how learning happens all the time. You can learn a language at any age, even though learning a language in the early years is great because we have that spongeability. We just kind of acquire it a little quicker, but you can still learn it as an older adult. So I'm learning Italian, and they're having a lot of fun watching me learn it. We are a fluent Spanish speaking family. I'm fluent in Spanish, my husband's fluent, and we purposely chose to remain nearby in a multicultural melting pot of a city with different ethnicities and just different Spanish cultures and Spanish speaking kinds of people with different accents and from different regions, to be able to give our children that access and that full immersion. So one of the things that we do is that about 2 to 3 times a week we visit grandparents nearby. We also encourage and really love when the grandparents take them on shopping trips to Spanish speaking only grocery stores, and we also make it a point to try to go to as many eateries and restaurants as possible, so that way they can see how we place orders and how Spanish is spoken alive in everyday language and context. Since for the most part when you are learning a language, that's one of the main things that you're going to be doing, either using it for business or for everyday purposes, asking directions, asking for the meal, asking for the bathroom, and so on. So for the first early years, we've mainly focused on full immersion with the help of our family and our location. But now that they're getting into the older range, we have moved into more formal lessons. Duolingo is part of that, and then we're also adding in fun Spanish style videos. One of my favorite websites that we're using this year is Rocalingua, and it has a lot of different indie pop music kinds of videos and free downloads that go with the videos and the lessons, that go over the seasons, just different kinds of contexts where you would encounter Spanish, and they've really been enjoying that too. There is also a paid option if you want to open up other features, but we really have been enjoying the free options. And what I like to do with that is that we go over 2 or 3 videos a day, and then we tend to review a video from the last day. And it's a lot of fun because we all join in and we all sing it. Another thing that we are doing is tapping into Homeschool Spanish for this last part of the year. My son did this last year and he made it pretty far along. I can just show you, and this is what it looks like. It comes with a song CD that we keep in the car and we sing and we listen to. So he made it about to halfway through, and I'm thinking that we're just gonna pick off where we left off and have my daughter join in, and then I'll have her do the first few lessons towards the end. So I really like this program because it does have the song CD that's both in Spanish and in English, and it's just a very gentle way of introducing more handwritten work. So that's what we're going to be doing towards the second half of the year and into the summer. And then another thing that I like to do is stocking my personal library with Spanish books. Now, we don't have as many as I would like, but we do have quite a few, and we usually read them at bedtime. And as you can see, this one has a lot of fun illustrations. It's also a social story, and my children really love these kinds of books. And they also sell the kind where you have the Spanish text and the English text on the bottom. I highly recommend those because you're able to easily reference both the words and compare and contrast what the word looks like in text. So I really like that one if you're transitioning and really starting to teach Spanish. This is a really gentle way to start moving into the Spanish direction. Now, if you aren't fluent, but you're watching this video and you're just considering learning Spanish, my greatest advice is, because we did try a completely different language in the beginning when they were toddlers. We tried to teach Mandarin, and it was just such a big difference. It was very challenging for us. I'm a big believer in starting with something that's close to what you already know. So for instance, I know Spanish. I learned Spanish first. I learned English because my parents moved here, but now I'm learning Italian because it's similar to Spanish. So that's my bit about that. Okay, and now in the next few years to come, like I said, my children are 8 and 10. My son is in the 4th-ish grade range. My daughter is in 3rd-ish. I don't expect us moving into reading Spanish anytime soon. My daughter is still in the stage where she's learning how to read English, and I would really love for that to kind of be at a fluent pace before we pick up Spanish. But if you're looking to teach your children how to read Spanish first, it's totally doable. That's exactly how my mom did it with me, and she started con las vocales, and this little sheet is by Confessions of a Homeschooler, and this is what they sound like. So you have the vowels or las vocales, and then you have the consonant in the front, and they would just learn it, ba, be, bi, bo, bu, and so on. And Spanish is a little bit easier to learn than English. English is a melting pot of different fusions of different languages, and in Spanish I found that that's less of the case. So I think it is easier to teach your child how to read Spanish, but it all depends on what your priorities and what your goals are in your homeschool and in your home. So this is a really cool little ladder. I actually printed it out because I found it, and I just said, you know what, let me do it now before I forget about it. So I'm hanging on to it for when we get to that part in our Spanish journey. Now, another tool that, this is the book that my mother actually used to teach me how to read Spanish, and it's by, it was by our church at the time, and this is what it looks like. And it has las vocales, and then it goes on to small words, and then sentences. And my mother did say that she did go through this book several times, and then from here she just got readers that kind of built on it, and you see how it develops into deeper text. And then she just had me copy certain sentences, doing copy work to learn how to read and write in Spanish. And now this is an updated version of this book that she actually was able to pick up for us. And we did try it at first, excuse me, when we first started homeschooling, but it was just too much. But this is what it looks like, and we do have it for when that readiness and we feel like we're ready to go to this part of our Spanish journey. Another two books that I picked up in my own research that I am hanging on to and just thinking about is Nacho Puertorriqueño, and there are different kinds of nacho depending on what region of the world you might want to tap into. I know that there are different words for different things and different accents, so you might want to look into your specific country, but this one's from Puerto Rico, and this is what it looks like. I think it's this one, yeah. So it's really colorful, La Gitana Baila, and then you have some words, and you have some of the blends in the bottom. It's really cute. And then the other one is Coquito Clásico, and this one is from, has lots of different countries, Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, all of these different countries. Maybe, you know what, maybe this one, yeah, actually this was for this. I took it out and I'm not sure. Yeah, so that was Coquito's worksheet style. And it also has stories in the back. And it has the flags. So, it's really cute. And then Nacho looks like this. Right here. And Nacho has more copy workspace than Coquito. So, I don't know. We'll play it by ear. We'll probably start with Coquito and then move on to Nacho, but who knows. So that is that. And then whenever I go to a thrift store, or whenever my mom is out and about, she will pick up any Spanish kinds of books that she finds. This one we found at Goodwill, and it just has longer text, as you can see, longer text. This is by Children's Living Spanish, and then it has a quiz and it has questions, and this is more of once they're ready to read and get more into the comprehension aspect of it. As far as grammar, I do have a couple of Spanish curriculums that are more in-depth in mind, but I haven't ordered anything. But once I do, and once I choose one, I will do a video and link that up top. Okay, this one is by Santillana, and I think this is actually used either in a school, or this is actually from Puerto Rico, the Department of Education in Puerto Rico. And I have a few of these. This is language and communication, and then I also have science or ciencia. So, and that is that. So that's what we're using for Spanish and what we've done and what we're hoping to do in the future. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that my dear homeschool mama enjoyed this and that she found some direction and some insight on her own homeschool and where she might want to go with her kids. So if you have any questions, or if you have any curriculum that you really enjoyed with your kids and that you've really seen that have helped them learn and master Spanish, please drop it below. That way somebody else that's looking for help can also benefit from that. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, please do. Please subscribe to my channel where I share videos on our homeschooling path and what's helped us. And I hope that you're having an amazing, amazing day. Bye.